This is Steve, and the ledger is officially open. Welcome to today's pre-market explainer. Look, we are staring down a literal powder keg this morning, folks. We've got warships maneuvering, a massive, high-stakes standoff in the Strait of Hormuz, and a market that is just desperately trying to price in what happens next. If you're trading today without understanding the exact risk metrics on the board, you are flying blind right into a hurricane. So grab your coffee, lock in, and let's get right into this tactical briefing so you know exactly what to watch before that opening bell rings.
All right, here's the Wool Room briefing for today. We're going to hit the Sunday night futures overview, look at Berkshire's massive cash fortress, break down Project Freedom in the Strait, map out the bullish versus bearish scenarios, and finish up with your Monday trading directive.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the Sunday night futures overview.
So the market is aggressively trying to price in a guaranteed reopening of the Strait, right? But man, these numbers are telling us the risk is absolutely not gone. We've got the S&P 500 testing record highs at 72.58. Brent crude, which is the real pulse of this whole thing, is holding a critical support level at $109.20. Meanwhile, gold is down testing the floor at 4607.70, really feeling the heavy pressure of a strong dollar. And Bitcoin showing some incredible relative strength out there, holding incredibly firm above 78,000. Now, you got to look at the technical reality beneath that S&P number. Yeah, we're sitting up near record territory at 72.58, but look at the massive gap between the current price action and our Aqua 20 simple moving average. We are dangerously overextended here. Look, in my years of trading, a rubber band stretched this far doesn't just keep stretching forever. It either snaps back hard or it breaks entirely if a sudden shock hits the system.
And that brings us to the other side of the risk coin, Brent crude. That floor is sitting right at 109.20. Well, if geopolitical tensions actually de-escalate, maybe it drops right through. But if things get a snag tomorrow morning, make no mistake, 109 is the launch pad, guys, not the ceiling.
Moving right along to Section 2, let's talk about Berkshire's massive cash fortress.
Berkshire Hathaway just put out their Q1 results. Operating earnings jumped 18%, but honestly, that is just noise. This right here is the true signal. $397 billion, an absolute record cash pile. Greg Abel and the Oracle of Omaha are sitting on nearly $400 billion in dry powder. They aren't out there chasing this overextended tech rally on margin like a bunch of rookies. No, they are building a fortress, waiting patiently for a geopolitical snap so they can buy when there's blood in the streets. I mean, I'll ask you point blank. If the smartest money in the room is hoarding that much cash, why in the world are you sitting there fully leveraged?
All right, Section 3. This is the catalyst, Project Freedom and the Strait.
We are looking at a massive head-on clash between political mandate and physical reality. Starting Monday morning, Project Freedom officially kicks off. The U.S. Navy is going to begin guiding neutral, innocent vessels through the restricted waterways of the Strait to directly challenge the Iranian blockade. But here's the kicker. Just hours before this announcement, a cargo ship off Sirak, Iran was attacked by multiple small craft. Now, the crews are safe, thank goodness, but the message from the region is crystal clear. Despite what the market desperately wants to price in, the Strait is definitively not open yet.
And here is the absolute accelerant in all this, the power plant factor. The president's rhetoric has not softened one bit. Discussions with mediators over in Islamabad are ongoing, sure, but patience for these restricted waterways is at absolute zero right now. If the U.S. Navy meets any resistance executing Project Freedom tomorrow, that ultimatum regarding the Iranian power grid is effectively right back on the clock. Guys, this is a powder keg with a lit fuse.
Which brings us to Section 4, the bullish versus bearish scenarios. As professionals, we don't sit around and guess. We map the risk. So here is the bullish view. You're basically betting Project Freedom works flawlessly. The Navy escorts the tankers, the fear premium collapses instantly. Brent crude flushes all the way down to $85, and that overextended S&P catches a massive tailwind and rips straight to 7,400. It's a fast, soaring rally. But you got to look at the bearish view too. Say a kinetic misstep occurs. A guided ship is hit, an escort is engaged. Suddenly we aren't in a tense standoff anymore. We are in a hot war. The tape gets really heavy, really fast. Oil goes totally parabolic to $150, and that S&P 500, it violently drops to test the blue 50 exponential moving average before the Tuesday bell even rings.
Let's wrap this up with Section 5, the Monday trading directive.
The ledger does not wait for latecomers, and let me tell you, hope is not a strategy. So here are your hard rules for tomorrow. First, you watch the Aqua 20 SMA on the S&P. If the market opens with a gap down below this line, the trend is fundamentally broken. Do not try to be a hero and buy the dip. Second, respect the RSI speedometer.
We are hovering right near 70 on the daily. The market is exhausted. A morning spike is your signal to trim your winners, absolutely not a time to add to your losers. Third, watch that Brent floor. If it stays stubbornly above 109 despite positive freedom headlines, the tape is screaming at you that the straight just isn't safe. Keep your sizes small, keep your stops incredibly tight, and keep one eye glued to those satellite feeds.
I'm going to leave you with this. In a market totally driven by geopolitical headlines, noise is your absolute worst enemy, and price action is your only truth. Trust the tape, not the tweets. If Berkshire is willing to sit on $397 billion and just wait for some clarity, you can afford to be a little patient too. Stay disciplined out there. Are you prepared for what the tape actually tells you tomorrow, or just what you hope it says? Think about that. I'll see you at the bell.